All right, so we've been having issues with our hydronic heating system on our coach here. Webasto, what is it, a DBW 2010, I think. This is the unit here. Worked fine for 3 or 4 days, you know, do everything the way it's supposed to, and then just randomly would start to flame out, overheat, just do all sorts of weird stuff, and then it would work fine again for a few days. Anyways, finally got sick and tired of dealing with this. Went through all the wiring, cleaned up a bunch of loose connections, and the previous installer had actually wired it incorrectly. I was surprised it was actually even functioning. But basically boiled down to an issue where I decided it must be related to the controller. So that's the controller. I just peeled away the epoxy that was holding it all together here, and this is what we have. Well, like, I don't know, technology right out of the 70s, I'd guess. Nothing super fancy here. But I start looking at this board, and right away you see in this area right here, there's some indication that there's been some heat here. You see some discoloration. Looking at all the contacts on the relays, they all look pretty good. This one does have some burning across the contacts, it looks like. If I go back to here, you see evidence that there's been some heat in and around this location. Well, I flip the unit over, you'll see right away there's a pin there right in the center of the screen. You can see the solder joint is starting to separate. There's another one there, the solder joint is starting to separate, and another one here in this corner. You can see that little crack around that pin. Couple there, actually. Solder joints are starting to separate. So I'm gonna put a little soldering iron on these, get them re-soldered, and I'm gonna reinstall this unit and see if I have any luck. And get one of these through a friend here right now who works in the industry for, I think he's quoting me about 600 bucks for this thing. There's really nothing to it. I mean, it's basic electronics. But I think these broken solder joints, especially that one right there, I mean, that's cracked all the way, almost all the way around. It's not even it's barely even making an electrical connection at this point. I'm going to clean these up and give this thing a try.